Prologue. Year 2028. The cosmos, vast and mysterious, has always been an object of fascination and fear for humanity. In the depths of space, an interstellar intruder, Oumuamua, captured the attention of scientists when it passed near Earth in 2017. However, what initially appeared to be an inert rock became the harbinger of an unprecedented event. Using advanced laser technologies, astronomers managed to map and visualize Oumuamua's current location. As the years passed, they observed with growing fascination and alarm how the object began to decelerate inexplicably. After 2 years of study, Oumuamua came to a complete stop, defying all known laws of physics. During this period of stasis, scientists made an even more perplexing discovery. Another object of titanic dimensions, comparable in size to the Moon, emerged in proximity to Oumuamua. This second object, dark and distant, resisted direct observation by terrestrial telescopes, but precise measurements revealed its colossal presence. It was then named Thanatos. Theories began to proliferate. Some speculated that Oumuamua might be an alien spacecraft, while others proposed more conventional, yet equally astonishing explanations. However, all assumptions were shaken when Thanatos, after 2 years of apparent immobility, began to move. Following a trajectory similar to that of Oumuamua, the giant body headed towards the heart of the solar system. With each kilometer that shortened the distance to Earth, humanity stood on the brink of an abyss. World leaders, scientists, and the military prepared for the unknown, while anxiety and fear spread among the population. Finally, Thanatos stopped at a distance where its surface was still not visible. In a desperate attempt to understand the purpose of this colossal object, Earth sent multiple radio signals but received no response. Suddenly, a new UFO was sighted emerging from Thanatos. This new object was named Acheron. It began to move rapidly towards Earth, generating a wave of global tension and astonishment. Nations united to organize a global defense system capable of identifying UFOs entering the atmosphere and deploying long-range missiles if necessary. This system, called Earth Shield, included a network of advanced satellites with high-tech sensors, ground stations for real-time analysis, and autonomous space drones to intercept threats before they reached Earth. Acheron approached Earth and finally communicated. The transmission, received with unprecedented astonishment, revealed diplomatic intentions and recounted the history of an ancient civilization. According to the account, this civilization was forced to abandon their home planet eons ago due to an imminent catastrophe. In an effort to preserve their existence, they built Thanatos, a titanic ship that not only serves as a means of transport, but also as their permanent home. Thanatos, as described by its inhabitants, is much more than a simple spaceship. It is a marvel of interstellar engineering, equipped with a self-sufficient atmosphere and complete ecosystems that replicate the conditions of their lost planet. Within its vast confines, there are artificial oceans, forests, and agricultural systems that allow its population to maintain a sustainable lifestyle during their prolonged travels through the cosmos. Thanatos is essentially a space ark, an autonomous biosphere that enables this civilization not only to survive but also to thrive as they navigate the universe. The emissaries of Acheron expressed an urgent need for assistance. After millennia of wandering through space, their vital resources were dwindling and required replenishment. They requested to descend to Earth, not as conquerors, but as refugees seeking a temporary new home where they could revitalize their systems and perhaps establish a beneficial alliance with humanity. This plea presented a monumental dilemma for world leaders. The possibility of receiving an advanced civilization implied significant risks, but it also offered unparalleled opportunities for technological and scientific advancement. Thus began a series of intense deliberations, aiming to evaluate the implications and prepare a response that balanced Earth's security with the potential for interstellar collaboration. Chapter 1. Meeting on the Moon. After long deliberations between Earth's leaders and the emissaries of Thanatos, a first meeting was agreed upon on the Moon. This neutral, uninhabited terrain offered a safe and controlled environment for this historic first encounter. Here, away from the anxieties of Earth's population and the artificial environment of Thanatos, both parties could focus on forging a relationship based on trust and collaboration. The landing module Hermes descended smoothly onto the dusty lunar surface. The Earth delegation, led by Dr. Laura Chambers, a renowned astrophysicist with a talent for diplomacy, was ready. Accompanying her were Ambassador Jonathan Reeves, General Marcus Hale, and a support team of technical and medical experts. All wore advanced spacesuits designed to protect them from both the lunar environment and any unknown biological agents. On the horizon, an elliptical, gleaming ship stood out against the black sky. Acheron, the vessel sent from Thanatos. Similar in size to a football stadium, the UFO emitted a soft glow with lights pulsating in an almost hypnotic pattern. From its interior, the emissaries of Thanatos emerged tall, slender figures with bright silver skin that reflected the lunar light. Their large, blue eyes radiated a mixture of serenity and wisdom, and their suits, tight-fitting and luminescent, seemed otherworldly. Tialor, the leader of the Thanatian delegation, headed the group. With an elegant bow, he began to speak in his native language, a series of melodic and rhythmic sounds. Thanks to a universal translation device provided by the visitors, his words were immediately understood in English. Earth has been generous in receiving us, Tialor said in a deep voice that resonated through the device. We hope this is the beginning of a lasting and mutually beneficial alliance. The representatives of both worlds then moved to a pressurized dome previously installed on the lunar surface, where the exchange of organic materials would take place. Scientists from both sides carefully presented their samples: plants, microorganisms, and cellular tissues. These samples would be analyzed to assess biological compatibilities and potential risks of cross-infection. The Thanatians brought a luminescent plant that grew in the artificial oceans of Thanatos, and the humans offered genetically modified wheat, resistant to extreme conditions. The exchange was meticulous, with strict biosecurity measures to prevent any accidental contamination. The meeting was extraordinarily productive. Tialor and Dr. Chambers extensively discussed the possibilities of exchanging scientific knowledge, especially in areas such as medicine and sustainable energy. Ambassador Reeves and his Thanatian counterparts explored the idea of establishing a joint base on the moon for future research and resupply operations. There were significant gestures of goodwill. The Thanatians offered to share their renewable energy technology, which could revolutionize how Earth manages its energy resources. In return, Earth committed to providing advanced medical assistance and agricultural resources to help revitalize Thanatos ecosystems. General Hale, initially skeptical, was pleasantly surprised by the visitors' transparency and sincerity. Joint security protocols were discussed to ensure any future collaboration would be conducted safely and beneficially for both parties. At the end of the meeting, a preliminary agreement was signed, laying the foundation for future collaborations. The delegations parted with a sense of optimism and hope. Humanity and the Thanatians had taken the first step toward a new era of interstellar cooperation, facing the vast and mysterious cosmos together. Chapter 2. Meeting on Acheron. The months passed, and the relationship between humanity and the inhabitants of Thanatos continued to evolve. Earth scientists meticulously analyzed the organic samples provided by the aliens. The results revealed surprising similarities and fascinating differences, but none posed significant risks to either species. With these findings, many initial fears were mitigated, paving the way for closer cooperation. The newly shared technologies began to be implemented on Earth, resulting in significant advancements. Renewable energy systems, improvements in medicine, and ultra-resistant construction materials rapidly transformed various industries. These practical benefits solidified the perception that the alliance with the extraterrestrials could bring more advantages than dangers. With increased confidence, a second meeting was organized, this time aboard Acheron. Unlike the first encounter, this time the human representatives would not need protective suits, a symbol of the growing trust between the two civilizations. Preparations for this event were exhaustive. The original team that had visited the moon was selected again, now tasked with delving into the heart of the extraterrestrial ship. The days leading up to the journey were marked by intense preparation. Training sessions were held to adapt to Acheron's gravity and atmosphere, which had been adjusted to be compatible with human physiology. Strategic meetings were held to define the topics to be discussed and the technologies to be requested. Additionally, security protocols were developed for any eventuality. On the day of the journey, the team embarked on a specially adapted Earth ship. Upon arriving at Acheron, they were immediately fascinated by its grandeur. From the outside, Acheron was a dark and shiny colossus, with metallic surfaces reflecting the starlight in a hypnotic pattern. Its design was elegant and functional, with curved lines giving it an organic appearance, almost as if it were a living entity. Upon entering, the human team found themselves in an astonishing environment. Acheron's corridors were illuminated by a soft bluish light emanating from bioluminescent panels. The walls, made of an unknown but incredibly resistant material, felt soft and warm, similar to human skin. They could see indoor gardens with exotic plants and bodies of water that mimicked rivers and lakes, creating a complete ecosystem within the ship. The extraterrestrials' welcome was equally impressive. The hosts, tall and slender, with features combining harmony and elegance, greeted the humans with a mix of respect and curiosity. They had prepared a large, bright room for the meeting, decorated with artifacts and symbols of their culture. In the center of the room, a large table made of a translucent material emitted a soft light, providing a cozy atmosphere for dialogue. The aliens, with melodious voices and refined manners, offered a warm reception. They shared details about Acheron's structure and functioning, explaining how each section of the ship was designed to replicate different biomes of their home planet. The human team's fascination grew with each explanation, marveling at the advanced engineering and profound understanding of biology demonstrated by their hosts. As the meeting progressed, both parties discussed not only technological and scientific matters, but also cultural and philosophical aspects. This exchange further enriched mutual understanding, establishing a solid foundation for future collaborations. The day concluded with a sense of optimism and renewed hope in the possibilities this interstellar alliance could bring to the future of both civilizations. Stay tuned. The story continues.